As you've been crisscrossing the state, what have you heard from the voters? What lessons have they taught you as you've been
Well, what
going
I've
from town
learned,
to town?
that's hard to answer in a single issue. I learned, number one, they're really concerned about health care. They don't want to see Obamacare wiped out. They want to know what they're going to get is affordable and it's real and it's going to protect them. The second thing, they hear a lot about drug prices and the need to make sure they can't keep being gouged by drug companies. And I explained to them my drug plan. Third thing I hear an awful lot about is education. Your state has really used to be the gold standard, used to be the Iowa test, and they really are upset that they don't think their kids, especially in the grammar schools, are having, the teachers are being paid enough, or that they in fact find themselves with enough, school psychologists, nurses, all those things, just practical things I hear about. One of the things I've talked a lot about, because I did a lot with the rural counties, and talked to an awful lot of farmers who are really concerned about climate change and want to know how they can be clued in. And I lay out to them how my plan would make them the first zero emitters, and they can make money. We can create real jobs. They can be the answer. But I guess, Eric, the thing I hear the most is, sounds corny, but these Midwestern American values, they think they're being decimated. Honesty, decency, helping people out. I always say when I'm leaving the smaller events, I say, I'll lay 8 to 5. If you leave this event, you're heading home, and someone has a flat tire on the side of the road, you stop and help them. That's how you raised your kids, to be honest. And one guy said, yeah, if we did what this guy's doing, and that was the same expression my mother used to use. My mom would wash my mouth out with soap. But I really think the character piece is a gigantic piece for Iowans. And I'm not just saying it because that's what I believe. I believe that, but I really do. And I'll bet you if you go out and ask them about how they feel about the way the president talks and the way he belittles people, I mean, it really bothers them. And now, granted, I may be speaking to more Democrats than Republicans, but even among the Republicans that show up, they're the things I hear.
So tomorrow's the big day. What would you tell Dubuquers who haven't made up their minds?
I would tell them that, what I said in there, that character's on the ballot, and they have to ask themselves, is this the America that they believe their children should grow up to want to be part of? That is where we, denigrate other people, where you coddle white supremacy, you never condemn these terrible acts of prejudice that occur. That whether you want to be in a situation where, I always ask Iowans this question: how many times have you pulled your son, daughter, grandson, or granddaughter when they're young away from the television when the president comes on? Not a joke, not a joke. And so I think, for example, I met a half a dozen registered Republicans there. One guy, that big guy with a black zip-up on, said, look, I've been a Republican my whole life. I'm still a Republican. And he said, but I can't do this. He said, I switched to voting the caucus for you because it's just not my party the way we talk about people. They're the kinds of things I hear the most. And but I think that we have to have, here's an interesting thing. As you know, you've traveled around. The rest of the country doesn't understand why Iowa gets to go first. But what I tell them, and I observe, is you all take it more seriously than just what affects your state. You realize whoever you let out and still competitive out of here is likely to increase the prospects of them being on the ballot to be president. And that's how I find Iowans looking at it, like who can get things done, how it will get done. Even when they say, well, I like Charlie, but I'm going to go for Bill because I think Bill can win and get things done, but Charlie's a good guy. Would you take Charlie with you? That's what I hear a lot about.